Hey guys, it's me again. I am going to move into the last section of this video series, How to Become a Professional Dancer. The last topics I want to talk about are about life as a professional dancer. So in this case, you've already auditioned, you've been offered a contract, and now you are about to embark on this beautiful journey as a professional dancer. So the first thing I want to talk about is appearance. Now, I wish that all of our jobs were based solely on dance technique and performance, but the truth is, they're not. Our appearance has a lot to do with not only being cast, but really how people perceive us. It's not enough to show up, perform well, and that be the end. We have to keep up appearances, so to speak. So unfortunately, because dance is such a body-based profession, our appearance has a lot to do with being employed. So on many contracts, I have had to weigh in weekly. So every week I would have to step on the scale, and if, I had gone above or below the weight I was hired at to a certain extent, then there will be some changes that need to be made. Some companies will give you a warning and allow you some time to sort of come to or from the weight that you originally hired at. And some companies will help you to do that. They might help you with a nutritionist or, personal trainer, but some companies, no. It's going to be your responsibility to maintain your weight. And some companies, maybe they're not going to tolerate that at all. But those are parts of questions you might want to ask before you sign a contract is, what are the policies around weight and appearance, so that you know what you're getting into. I will also say that many of the costumes that I've had to wear, whether on cruise ships, in magic shows, or on tour, or in theme parks, less so in theme parks actually, but most of the costumes I've had to wear have been pretty revealing. And there is a standard of body type that people expect to see in costumes. And personally, I don't like that, because my body is not what defines me. I am so much more than my body parts and the way my body looks. And I've danced my whole life and worked very hard to become a proficient dancer. That to be judged solely on my body type feels degrading. But in another realm, that's not reality. The reality of the dance world is that your appearance counts for a lot. So it's important to eat healthfully, to make good choices in your, what you put into your body. But you need to make sure that you're eating well so that you stay strong and you're fueling your muscles. I have seen dancers hired solely because they have the body type that the casting director is looking for. I have seen dancers get hired that have terrible technique, but they have a style, and that's what the casting director is looking for. So keeping up appearances is a smart choice, in my opinion. However unfair that may be, and trust me, I believe it is, that is the harsh reality of the performance world. The other part of appearance that I'd like to touch on is that when you are working, say, at a theme park or a cruise ship or on Broadway, the thing is that you are representing a brand. So at any moment, you are considered a representation of that company or that brand, and those companies want to be represented well. So imagine you're a dancer in a theme park, and you're doing 3 shows a day, and you look great on stage. And then you decide that between show number 2 and show number 3, you want to take a walk around the park because you are wanting to get some fresh air. And you go out and walk around the park, and you have ripped sweatpants on and a t-shirt that's stained, and you have, your hair is a mess. People will recognize you as a performer a lot of the time, and that representation will shed a different kind of light on you, on the show, and on the theme park. So you always want to be cognizant of how you appear. Unfortunately, that is also part of the reality. And I will say this too, that on cruise ships, we were evaluated, I believe, twice a contract. And one of those things was appearance in guest areas. You had to be in a certain uniform. You had to be well-groomed. Many of the males on ships were not allowed to have facial hair, and were not allowed to have long hair. And however unfair that may seem, and again, I agree that it is, that those are the rules, and that company is the one that is giving you your paycheck. So there are things to be aware of and things to think about in this industry that you might want to think about before you decide to get into it.